This time I'd like to call the Fiscal Service Committee meeting to order.
Councilor Burridge.
Here.
Councilor Benucci.
Here.
Councilor Walker.
Here.
Councilor Gozick.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the Monday, May 19th, 2025 committee meeting. Councilor Walker, Councilor Benucci.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
I see no old business. We'll move on to new business. Number one, Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, has received a request to accept a donation of a bench from Dennis Yeager in memory of his brothers James and Francis to be located along the northwest side of the Cahill Pier. Is there anybody here like to speak on that matter? I see no one. We've been accepting a lot of benches, and I think the Cahill Pier is a great place to start adding some of them. I'd like to have a motion on that matter. Councilor Walker, Councilor Benucci.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Number two, Greg Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, received a request from Priscilla Harvey to host a wedding ceremony at the Hart Garden in Braebeck Park on Saturday, September 6, 2025, from 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Is there anybody here like to speak on that? We're going to have a quick and easy meeting tonight. Can I have a motion on that, please? Councilor Gozick, Councilor Walker.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Number three, the Office of Economic Development is requesting the use of public space at Braebeck Park for the 2025 Rock the Docks concerts on July 5th, 2025 and August 2nd, 2025 from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Is there anybody here like to speak on that matter?
Abby Jenkins with Economic Development. This is just something that we've done in the past with the Rock the Docks. We've been able to expand our summer concert series to include it yet again this year. So we're just asking permission to use the space.
Any comments? I have one. I attended one a couple years ago, and I got to admit, it was fantastic down there, but I was surprised that we didn't have as much attendance that I would like to see. If we could find a way to maybe let people know about it. It was the most relaxing Sunday I've ever had. Was it Sunday or Saturday? I can't quite remember.
It has changed over the years. So sometimes it's Saturdays, some days it's Sundays.
We ordered a pizza, sat there, grandkids were running around on the dock. We never had so much fun, relaxed, sun was shining. I think it's a great event. Thank you. Can I have a motion on that? Councilor Benucci, Councilor Gozick.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Number four, the Office of Economic Development has received a request from Gina Marie Music Studio for the use of public space to host their Summer Fest on June 29th, 2025 and August 10th, 2025 from 12 p.m. until 5 p.m. Anybody here like to speak on that? See no one, can I have a motion on that? Councilor Gozick, Councilor Walker.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
The Office of Economic Development received a request from Tara Hoyt of the Coffee Connection for use of a public space to host sidewalk sales in front of their establishment located at 156 West 2nd Street on June 25th, or 21st, July 19th, and August 16th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Anybody here like to speak on that?
Good evening, guys. My name is Sarah Hoyt. I was just going to host it to be able to have local artists come out. It's not any of my product, it's just the community. I do not occupy anywhere anyone's walking or anything because we have the movie theater and all of that. I just usually stay under my canopy and kind of expand a little bit to the left side. I worked with codes and he said that that was fine. That wasn't anything that I would be restricting, and he was good with it. So.
Anybody have any questions? Great. Can we have a motion on that, please? Councilor Walker, Councilor Benucci.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Number six, the Oswego Renaissance Associations requests the use of public space to place their annual Block Challenge and Pride Project signage in designated locations. Anybody here like to speak on that? Like to have a motion on that, please? Councilor Walker, Councilor Gozick.
Councilor Burridge.
Yes.
Councilor Benucci.
Yes.
Councilor Walker.
Yes.
Councilor Gozick.
Yes.
Number 7, Mayor Robert Cordino has received a request for use of public space from Jamie Skycutt, Director of Instructional Technology of the Oswego City School District, in order to place 8 signs around the Oswego community meant to highlight local points of interest through student-produced videos. Anybody like to speak on that matter?
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Sykett. I work for the Oswego City School District, and the request, the proposed request, comes as part of a student project. I wrote a grant to the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation, and part of that grant involved several classrooms at our high school. Some kids are actually going down to the H. Lee White Museum. It's kind of a, not to bore you too much with the whole grant, but part of it was also to produce student videos highlighting our marine life on the, basically, because how many school districts have the opportunity to be right on a lake. So our high school's TV production program, the students are producing several different instructional or educational videos from Cahill Pier to Brightback Park. I forget some of the other ones, but at this time we're requesting permission to post 8 signs. They're aluminum signs, 18 by 12 inches. We have a vinyl printer and cutter, so the graphics designed for these signs are being created by our high school art students under the direction of an art teacher.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just gonna ask, how big are the signs now? Are they like an A-frame or something, or are they?
No, it's actually a metal, just like an aluminum street sign essentially.
Oh, okay.
And we do have the posts for them,
Oh.
so we can kind of mount them wherever would be kind of working with people from the city if it is approved, on where would be best. But we thought that we'd have a QR code, so somebody could walk by, scan the QR code, it would play the video. And it's a neat project to kind of highlight our area, but also our student work.
Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
I was just wondering, now you said it features like aquatic life from the lake. Is that what it features like, or is it?
Actually, like the historical significance, I think one of them the students picked Fort Ontario, so they're
Oh.
researching it, and it's a 2-minute video roughly that highlights the significance of Fort Ontario to our area and the importance of the waterway and everything along with that. So, you know, it's kind of depending on what area they chose, and it was all student-produced, student-decided.
So some's historical, some's recreational, or having to do
Yep, I
environmental?
believe there was another group of students highlighting the whole fishing industry,
Okay, good.
so.
Anybody like to speak on that?
I got one more.
Do you have a motion?
Oh, can I make one more comment?
Certainly.
I just want to commend you guys. You know, I've taught school for 23 years, and my passion is local history and state history, and promoting our history is something we need to work on even more. You know, I think we've done a great job. I've been on the council for 10 years. I know Mayor Cordino and Mayor Barlow both put great stock in our historical resources and recreational resources, and obviously our world-class waterfront here. But I commend you guys and all the students. I'd love to get a chance to meet them. I think it's great that you guys are doing that.
And it's, the grant was a year and a half roughly, so 3 semesters, so I'll probably be coming back to you all again in late fall.
Great, thank you.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion? Counselor Gozick? Counselor Walker?
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
The Office of Economic Development has received a request from Syracuse Shakespeare in the Park to host a full performance of William Shakespeare's Othello on June 17, 2025. This is a rescind and replace. Anybody like to speak on that matter? Seeing no one, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Gozick, Counselor Benucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
This time I'll take a motion to close the meeting. Counselor Gozick, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
This time, I'd like to call to order the Administrative Services Committee. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett?
Here.
Counselor Burridge?
Here.
Counselor Allen? Here. Counselor Benucci?
Here.
Counselor Walton?
Here. I'd like a motion to accept the minutes from the previous meeting from Monday, May 19th, 2025. Counselor Allen, Counselor Walton.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes. Is there any old business? Let's move on to new business. Item 1 under authorization, Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, requests authorization for the city chamberlain to make a budget amendment in the amount of $225,000 to the source of power and pumping equipment account to purchase 4 new pickup trucks for use in the Scriba Water District. Mr. Commissioner?
Councilors, good evening. You may or may not be aware, we've been working with Scriba Water for 2 years now to come to an agreement of operating their water system, Scriba, New Haven, and Launi. We've come to that agreement. It's tentative at this point. It'll be coming to the council soon, I suspect. I thought it would see it here tonight, actually. We're very close to finalizing that for approval for the mayor to sign. In lieu of that, we've gone ahead with the mayor's approval, and this contract was supposed to start yesterday. It's dated June 1. Just didn't get it completed in time. We need to move forward, though, with getting these vehicles acquired. It takes time to get them. By the time this contract gets signed, we're looking at anywhere from 3 to 9 months to actually acquire the vehicles. They're being paid for by Scriba. Part of their payment to the city for us to operate their system, part of the deal was to purchase these vehicles. So they have reliable equipment to transport around and do the work they need to do. This is the first of 2 amendments, budget amendments. The second one will come when we get the trucks. They need to be outfitted with toolboxes and beacon lights and other tools and safety items so there'll be a second smaller hopefully in a few weeks if we see these trucks. Any questions?
Questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Councilor Walton? Councilor Allen?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vernucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item number 2 under authorization. Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, requests authorization for the city chamberlain to make a budget amendment in the amount of $18,000 to the garage materials and supplies accounts for the contractual safety boot allowance. Commissioner?
Safety boot allowance is a new item in the SEIU 200 United contract this year. $200 per employee for safety shoes to be worn at work. A non-budgeted item, and we need to pay the bill.
Any questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Councilor Burridge, Councilor Vernucci.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vernucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item 3 under authorization. Craig Rebior, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, requests authorization to implement fee changes at Gallagher Pool for the 2025 season. Commissioner?
I believe in 2020, well, the pool was closed in 2020. 21, 22 when we reopened. Then Mayor Barlow took away the fees, made the pool free. What we've seen is an extreme uptick in the amount of use. It's causing problems. We have 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids there by themselves, no supervision, no parents, no guardian. It's causing problems. Not everyone. There's, just like anything else, there's some that do and some that no problem. Police department is getting called, they come down, figure out what's going on, and then try to get a hold of the parents. Get a hold of the guardians. Can't find them. No phone numbers. The kids don't know their phone numbers. Eventually track them down. Oftentimes, guardian doesn't even know the kid's at the pool. So that's one part of it, of requiring the adult, or requiring an adult with anyone under the age of, what did we say, 14?
I believe it's 15.
15 and
According to
under?
their sheet.
Yeah, 15 and under. So this is similar to what we did at the skating rink. We had similar problems, arguments, fights, skirmishes, roll out into the parking lot. PD called every time for open public skate at the ice rink. We instituted the fee last year, instituted the same set of rules. Not one problem this year. Not one. Police were not called a single time to open skate this year. So at the recommendation of the police department, Sergeant Delia and Chief Katie, they asked if we could look at instituting similar or same rules. We came up with the $2 per person, under 4 free, seniors age 62 and older, and veterans free. All others $2 per day. Family season pass offered at $75. They'll sign up for the family pass. They'll actually receive a pass laminated with their family's names on it. We're going to have an electronic check-in process at the door. Make sure everyone has the proper parent or guardian, adult with them, and we have contact information. So if there is an issue with the younger kids, we know who to get a hold of. This should cut down. Police are called nearly every day to the pool in the summer. They do have an SRO there, stops by a couple times a day. There's arguments, there's scuffles, things spill out on the parking lot. It's really become an issue. So I want the council to consider these changes and hopefully help out at the pool and make it a better, safer place for families to go and enjoy the cool waters in the summer.
Great. Any questions or comments? Counselor Gozick?
Yeah, I just wanted to verify that Commissioner Rebior is not exaggerating. I probably spend more time than anyone in Oswego at Fort Ontario walking and riding my bike and swimming. I used to have the pass. It's a pretty good deal considering it's only about $20 more than it was 15 years ago. But you know what, just to speak, because I was on the council at that time, you know, I understand the rationale of like making it more accessible to people because in this day and age, people are just strapped and you know, they can't take their kids on vacation. A lot of people just don't have the money to do stuff like that. But I can verify that the police and fire department, until the community resource officer started to come around, it mitigated a little bit, but he's not exaggerating. Like there would be 3 or 4 cops and fire trucks. Like you know, a lot of times it wasn't even the kids; it was the parents fighting. But it was, you know, a bedlam, like capacity crowd. So I think personally, I support this. I think it's a good. I'm not voting in this committee, but I just would encourage other people to because I think. You know, there's a line there between where it depreciates from the standard of living, and it's with 1,000 people. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like if you've ever seen the movie The Wimpy Kids, or those stories where there's 10,000 people in the pool and you can barely swim, you know, that's what it had gotten to. So I think it's nice because older people that want to go swim a few laps in the evening, family times there, like you said, without the supervision, there's just, I've seen it, it's chaos. So I support this. If it makes it to council, I'll definitely be voting
Yeah,
for
so
it.
just one other, thank you, Counselor. One other comment, there were family hours. This would eliminate the family hours. Essentially, all the hours the pool are open will be family hours.
I'd like to comment.
Counselor Burge?
I live a block away. I drive down 9th Street. I can see the backside of the pool numerous times, as well as drive through the fort occasionally. I'd like to affirm what Councilor Gozick is saying. It seems we've been getting small little pockets of gangs down there is what it looks like. I mean, there's groups of 4 or 5 kids, 8, 10, 12 years old running around, and always see something going on down there, as well as walking by my house. So I'd like to say that we definitely have an issue there, and that definitely we have to have a problem solved, and I think this is the way to do it, at least get it started. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Counselor Vanucci, Counselor Burge.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Vernucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Counselors.
Item 4 under authorization, City Engineer Jeff Hinderleiter requests authorization for the mayor to sign an agreement with Seneca Stone Corporation in the amount of $600,000 for the 2025 milling and paving project. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on this? Mayor
Good morning.
Bernino?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just received a text from City Engineer Hinderleiter, and he's not able to be here to explain this, but I'll do my best at the last minute to explain it. Really, you guys have been here long enough, you know what we do. We get around $1 million or so of CHIPS reimbursable monies, and we use it for paving. However, our Commissioner Rebior asked if we could use a portion of the money for some equipment. I think you guys remember that you voted for that as well, so there's going to be some equipment that we're going to purchase. I think Councilor Walker probably suggested that one a while ago, that CHIPS, as you probably know, you can use it for paving, sidewalks, curbs, equipment. So we're using a portion of that for equipment. As far as this bid goes, again, we've piggybacked on the Onondaga asphalt bid, and for my recollection, probably 7 out of the last 9 years, Rosselli, the company Rosselli, has gotten that bid. I was shocked to see that the latest bid was Rosselli was number 3, and this Seneca Stone was number 1. So I reviewed the pricing with Commissioner Rebior and with our city engineer Hindeleiter, and because there's different, and I'm sure Commissioner can tell you all the different categories for milling, for this, for that, and the different type of stone that you can use for paving. And right down the line, Seneca Stone was cheaper on all those items. So we had a meeting a week ago with representatives from Seneca Stone, because to be honest with you, we had no idea who they were. They're from Seneca Falls, and since we'd never heard of them, we did a deep dive to do some research, because we didn't know if they were Joe's Blows paving company out of his garage with a paver and a dump truck. But after doing some research, we found out that Seneca Stone, they do paving on the Thruway, Syracuse University, the airport. They're a large company. And the other thing we were concerned about, their batch factory is in Seneca Falls, which when you're transporting hot asphalt, you don't want to be coming too far away. I'm sure Councilor Walker knows all about that as well. So we asked them about that, and they said that for this job, they would be pulling from Barrett, their plant in just over the border in Onondaga County. So we don't have to worry about that. So again, I think between Hindeleiter, Rebior, and myself, we asked a lot of the questions, and we were satisfied that using Seneca Stone was the way to go. And as I said, they were the cheapest. They were the lowest bidder out of 3. I'm open for any questions if you have them.
I just want to say that I know this is a lot of work for all the councilmen submitting their list to the mayor of what streets they'd like paved in their wards. A lot of work for the commissioner, the mayor, the city engineer, and I just want to thank everyone. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, to that point, we do have a kind of a semi-final list. We had to adjust it. There was one street that we were going to put on, and then we realized it was going to be dug up next year. So we're not paving streets that are going to be dug up a year later, so we had to do some fine-tuning. But after you hopefully approve this next week, we can release that list, and then everybody will know.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Councilor Burridge, Councilor Walton.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 5 under authorization, the Office of Economic Development requests authorization to accept sponsorship funding in the amount of $1,000 from the Construction and General Laborers Local 633 to support the Rock the Docks concerts.
Good evening again.
Hi, Abby.
This is just asking for the council to accept the sponsorship funding from the Local 633, who have offered to support our summer concert series, and those funds would be used for the Rock the Docks series.
Great. Any questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Councilor Burridge, Councilor Allen.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item 6 under authorization, the Office of Economic Development requests authorization for the Mayor and Director of Economic Development to execute all grant administrative tasks in regards to the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation funding for the Gallagher Park Improvement Project.
So I'm sure this looks a little familiar to you. The resolution was passed on April 14th about the pickleball courts and the Gallagher Park Improvement Plan. In that resolution, we made sure to include all details that were necessary for our internal purposes in the city, as far as allowing the city chamberlain to accept funds, to move things around, make budget modifications. What you see in front of you tonight is what the state requires us to have for their paperwork on the grant sense of things. So it talks about the grant administrative stuff that, allows the mayor and Amy Murphy, the economic development director, to go through all the motions to make all of the contracts and the GDA executed.
Any questions or comments? Can I get a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Benucci.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item 7 under authorization, Mark Slozak, city historian, is requesting authorization to donate an artistic mural to the city of Oswego to be used as a decorative fixture in Oswego City Hall. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on this? Counselor Gozak.
Oh, as long as, I didn't know, do you have to read the letter first, or no? Did you have to? I know Mr. Slozak isn't here tonight, right? Our historian? He isn't here tonight, right?
No, he's not.
Okay.
here.
Has everybody seen the panel? I just wanted to make a statement because
Yes.
I'm leaving this here, and there's a little bit of history behind this panel. It's funny. If you guys haven't seen the panel, it's the history's here, right? I mean, what was it? He told us it came from a local artist. What was the name again? I'm sorry, I'm looking here. I was just trying to find the artist name. Walter Beck, who was an artist, lived from 1930. What was it? Oh, it was from the early 20th century. But the point is, guys, if you've ever seen the murals down to H. Lee White, it's very similar to that. And it features one of the first American great authors, really founders of American literature, James Fenimore Cooper. Okay, Cooper, it features the story about Oswego, the Pathfinder. So if you don't know the story, guys, it's like Star Wars, okay? Back in those days, it's the story of the rugged individual, Nathaniel Bumppo. He takes on many names. Natty Bumppo. He wrote a series of 5 stories. And just like Star Wars, it's actually split up. There was a separation in between it, and they are in chronological order. But if you don't know the story, if you would indulge me for 1 minute, I'll just give you a little quick history lesson for Oswego so everybody knows what it signifies and why it's so important, even though there are a couple mistakes in it. Number one, Cooper wrote 5 of the Leatherstocking Tales, okay? The Pathfinder was his 4th. It was actually the 2nd installment. So remember when they did the first Star Wars, then they came back and did the sequels? Okay, so this would be like afterward. His first 3, the first one was the Pioneers, and it's kind of ironic because Natty Bumppo, the frontiersman, it's set in Cooperstown, of course. That's why they call it Leatherstocking country, right? James Fenimore Cooper's father founded Cooperstown, right? And so if you don't know that history, I just wanted to fill that in. So the first one, the frontiersman, Natty Bumppo, is being encroached on and pushed it, like the settlements are coming. People are settling the land, right? So if you picture Seagull Lake or Glimmerglass in the Mohawk River Valley down that way, that's the first story. The second one was the most famous one. You all know. You've probably seen the movie, The Last of the Mohicans. That's when the Marquis de Montcalm came and took, up at Lake George. That's where the famous battle took place. But, that was right after Oswego. Montcalm came here first because Oswego was the only British outpost and on the Great Lakes, okay? The French controlled, remember, if you don't remember, St. Lawrence to the north of Mississippi and all the Great Lakes. So that one's the most famous. There was a Hollywood movie done with Daniel Day-Lewis. The last one, he killed them off in the prairie. Okay, I'll skip the details, but the Pathfinder died. He had different names. He was known as, well, I'll tell you, he was known as the Deer Slayer. He was known as Natty Bumppo. He was known as the Pathfinder. So when he resurrected him, the story is Cooper actually was in Oswego. If you guys know this, 1808, 1809, he served here as a midshipman in the U.S. Navy under Monckton Taylor Woolsey. Okay, Woolsey is famous. He built the first warship on the Great Lakes right here at Oswego. And we know him because everybody, the old restaurant, Admiral Woolsey's. Okay, but he was actually Captain Woolsey. There was no rank of admiral to the Civil War, but I just want, you guys all know the name Admiral Woolsey, right? Most of us are old enough to remember that. Well, Woolsey built the first warships for the United States Navy here on the Great Lakes, here at Sackett's Harbor. So when Cooper was here, he actually experienced what it was like. He chronicled that Oswego didn't even have currency yet. They used salt to barter with Salina, right? That was so valuable on the frontier. Well, so Cooper was here. There is a myth, and I wanted to clarify this. Cooper didn't write any of it here, okay? He left Oswego in November 1809 after building the Brig Oneida. He would go on to literary fame later on, because there's a story about how he wrote it down here. And there were relatives of his here. But anyway, the Pathfinder, when he came back, is the story of how the Pathfinder, in the prime of his life, like in his 30s, he's bringing a young girl, she's the heroine of the story, and she's on the sign, Mabel Dunham. Mabel Dunham's father was a sergeant at Fort Ontario, okay? And parts of this is true, okay? It's set during the French and Indian War. And the fort was occupied by Scottish Highlanders, okay? The British had already taken Montreal. They'd already taken Quebec. They'd broken the French power. So it's supposed to be right at the beginning, like 1760s. Well, as it turns out, it's an adventure. They're coming down the Oswego River, and they have to fight off the Mingos. The Mingos are like hybrid tribes of the Iroquois that split up. But anyway, they're fighting their way down the river, and they got to shoot the falls. And the Pathfinder's reliable companion, kind of his sidekick, the first Lone Ranger in Tonto, was the Big Serpent, or Chingachgook. So that's featured on the panel as well. You know, they come down, they shoot the falls, they got the Indians after them. They make it to the fort, and the whole story was about Mabel Dunham getting brought safely to the fort to her father, who was the sergeant, and the commander was actually a true historical figure, Major Alexander Duncan, or Duncan of Lundy. And Duncan of Lundy is famous because in one of those panels down at the H.L. White that used to be in the Pontiac, that's very similar to the one in here, he had the rolling schoolhouse. That's true. That's a true story. That's actually part of true history, even though Cooper doesn't claim to have it all be accurate. But that's the part of the Pathfinder. The first 200 pages is the adventure to Oswego. Then they get here and they have a competition at the fort, and they have and then they go to Sackett's Harbor. But anyway, that's what it features, is the stories of James Fenimore Cooper. And the last story, as long as I told you about all the rest, was the Deer Slayer. That's when he was a young man, only a teenager. That was his first name, the Deer Slayer, the Pathfinder, Natty Bumpo. He had a million monikers. And that was one where he was a young man. He got his first, he was just shooting deer at the beginning, right? But that was the story. So they're not in chronological order. But, when you go to the Mohawk River Valley, I remember when I was a kid, leather stocking country. I didn't know what it was back then. But this is the kind of stuff, not just to have here, but that I hope we can start promoting on a larger level, and people recognize, tap into some of that commerce and attention that they give to places like Cooperstown, because we are just as worthy of it. Not only was Cooper here and helped build the first warship on the Great Lakes, the Brig Oneida, a 16-gun ship, which saw prominent battle in the War of 1812, but he went on to immortalize Oswego. And then that same year, last note, and I'll be finished, 1839 was also the same year. He published this, and he published the History of the U.S. Navy, and he honored his commander, Woolsey, Captain Malconton Woolsey. Woolsey's buried in Utica, if you didn't know that. But Woolsey he considered him one of the greatest naval officers in American history. He compared him, one chapter is on John Paul Jones, who was the Navy hero in the Revolutionary War that fought the British almost single-handedly. He compared Woolsey, his commander, to him. So anyway, that's what the panel commemorates, the history of James Fenimore Cooper as the Pathfinder, his stories. And I'm all for having it displayed here, and I hope we can actually promote it even further so people start to see this area, just like the Mohawk River Valley down there, the leather stocking country. They'll call this Pathfinder country. Be a draw for tourism. Thank you for indulging me.
Thank you,
I was a historian, wasn't here.
Thank you, Councilor Gozick, for your in-depth analysis on that. Appreciate it.
Can I tell you the one mistake, though? Actually, two of the books aren't Pathfinder tales. The Pilot and The Spy. The Spy is a Revolutionary War story. It was actually his first novel about spies down in the Hudson River Valley. And it's a great story. It's based on some truth. And then the other one, The Pilot, was afterward. That's actually, he was inspired from his naval career. And that was somebody he met afterward when he served in the Navy after he left Oswego. But those are the 5 true leather stocking tales that I mentioned tonight. So.
Thanks, John. Does anybody else want to add anything? If not, can I get a motion, please?
I think you covered it.
Councilor Gozick, Councilor Walton.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else? Can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Councilor Walton, Councilor Allen.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.